Hello, big hello. From me, from Alex. Jeremy, have you got a hello?
Hello.
That's a very sultry hello from Jeremy.
I don't know what that was.
Here we
really.
are.
It just you caught me off guard, and I had to come up with something on the spot, and there it was. It was weird.
That's how we roll here on the show. You're listening to / watching the 4th episode of Covidiot killed the radio star. So if you're listening to it, that's what you're hearing.
What fell in your ears.
That's right. I mean, you probably knew what you were doing when you downloaded it. But it's possible it just went, "Who are these guys?" And shall I listen to them? Answer: yes. And on the video version of it, you put a lovely little ticker thing at the bottom that just said, "You're watching Covidiot killed the radio star. Warning: explicit content from the outset." That's good information for the podcast guys as well, who can't see that.
I did feel it was important information to be sharing, because I don't think we've done a very good job of letting people know that we're going to be sweary pricks for the entire time that we're live, really.
I think if we go back over them, we tend to be not so bad at saying, by the way, don't get your family around the wireless to listen to this because we swear like troopers. My dad would be so unimpressed with me. You know, my dad's a very unsweary person. So is my mum. So if they were to ever hear this, then
you may remember I mentioned in the first episode that I was trying to get rid of a possible parental audience so that they didn't have to listen to me swear and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, it transpires that my parents didn't listen to the first episode. Okay, cool. But they did listen to the second episode. They joined in live for the second episode, and so therefore the bubble was broken.
Right there. Well, if you're listening to us now, if you're watching us live, you have the opportunity to get involved and comment, because it's on YouTube, and you can comment whatever you want, and then the power of Jeremy's fingers will put it up onto the screen for everyone to see if it's funny, and or even if it's not. If it's insulting, I don't care. We'll stick it up and we'll talk about it. So that's the other thing. If people are watching, even your parents.
We've already got a comment from Carl Lonsdale, just saying hello. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
I don't know who Carl Lonsdale is. Is he heir to the Lonsdale fortune?
Yes.
Right, the Lonsdale boxing equipment fortune. That's the only thing I know about Lonsdale.
Sure, why not?
If you're a boxer, yeah. Okay. I don't know him. Maybe he's your friend.
He is my friend.
Maybe he's our friend.
He's
our friend now.
Mint in-box toys and collectibles, which is another kind of boxing.
What kind of thing? The stuff you've got the entire all surrounding you. Hey, well,
the world
Carl,
around me.
Thanks very much for watching. Very pleased to have you here. So here we are. We've got various sections. We're a month into this show, Jeremy, and we're already building a repertoire of segments that we like to talk about, which we mix and match.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say. So now we've got into it. Do you want to do one? You want to do a segment?
I suppose that's probably the best way that this show works, right? Is if we progress through and do some things.
Yeah, I mean, why not? By the way, you can see that now the feeling I had last week, where I got too drunk on cocktails and bullshit, is gone, has lifted now, because I'm drinking wine. So there you go. But only a little bit. Only a little bit, Jeremy. Everything in moderation. But it's a bank holiday weekend, Jeremy.
Yeah, I don't believe
holiday.
You. I'm waiting for this Saturday for your second episode of Cocktails and Bullshit to see whether this new Alex that isn't going to smash back absinthe-fueled cocktails actually exists or not.
Do you know what? I hope it's okay, because if I get really smashed again, you will drop that clip of me which says, I will never do this ever again. Whatever, you'll find that clip of me and play it forever, and it'll just keep getting dropped in. I mean, in a way, I want to get really, really smashed again, just so you can do it. But Isabeau would kill me. So let's play a game. You want to play that segment that we like? Do you want to start?
I think it might be my favourite segment, actually. if we are on the same wavelength.
Yes, that's right. The segment we like to call "Don't Get Me Started." And oh man, by the way, there's so much to get started about at the moment. I have always felt I can get quite an angry guy, but you even more so. I think more things wind you up. Do you want me to give you a subject, or do you want to give me a subject? I don't mind.
You go for it. I've kind of screwed you over a few times in the last few weeks, so I'm sure you're eager to get a modicum of revenge. Go for it.
I haven't picked something out to do with you. I just tried to think of things to see what you say. So, as with every good improviser, I just wrote down the things that came to my mind first without editing them coming out of my mouth, or in this case, my pen, because they're written down there. So I'm going to say, how do you feel about fairgrounds, like Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, or any fairground, really? Okay.
You've really thrown me a softball here, because I genuinely hate these places. So don't get me started on fairgrounds. Notably, don't get me started about roller coasters and roller coaster culture and these insufferable dickheads who just have to visit these places and like, oh, I want to go on. Like, I'm gonna have to use examples of places where I was growing up and it was relentless. So Oakwood Park in Wales, like, oh, I can't wait to go on Megaphobia again. And then we go there on a school trip, and these dickheads are like, yeah, I'm going to go on Megaphobia first thing. So we turn up there. It's taken us 2 hours to get there on the bus. So we don't get there until 11 a.m. They all make a beeline for Megaphobia, and then they're in the freaking queue until about 3 o'clock. At which point I'm like, oh, so how was your day as you come back to the bus? Yeah, great. We spent most of it on the queue for fucking Megaphobia. And that's exactly how this goes in every single fucking theme park around the world ever. Like, I went to Disneyland, I want to say 8 years ago, with my wife and another couple who will remain nameless. And my wife and the husband of the other couple were really keen to go on some roller coasters and shit, and I just couldn't be asked, and neither could the other pair's wife. So while they were queuing for everything and just spending their time in queues, I spent my time eating about 60 croque monsieur on whatever that restaurant street's called in Disneyland. So,
my God,
no, fuck roller coasters. It's just queues. I don't like queues. Like, I do enough queuing. I'm very British. I like getting stuff by having to wait for it because that's in my blood. But queuing for a roller coaster is just bullshit. Fuck that.
No. Fair play, and I'm glad I got you started on it because it's good. And before you get me started, I have to say I am with you on that one. I remember I've queued up in roller coasters. I never was a big fan until I went there, and then I suddenly got the bug, and now I love them. But I was queuing up, and these guys started to try and dip underneath, trying to cut the queue by dipping underneath kind of like bits like, oh, we're just going to cut through and stuff like that. And I'm like, no. We're all queue. Everybody wants to go faster. And I was in this queue, myself and Ispo were at Disneyland Paris. And it was just like, this person kept like trying to get around us. And I'm like, no. And I'm looking at her and she's like, doesn't matter, whatever. And I'm like, no, no one's getting ahead of me in this fucking queue. Back off.
If you push in front of me one more time, you're going to truly go for a fucking ride.
Yeah. The last ride. And then they'll die and then you'll go to jail. But I mean, it's totally worth it. No one would ever do it again. I remember we went to Ratatouille, and it was 75 minutes. 75 minutes for Ratatouille.
So fat note for me.
Or if you want to go separately and not sit in the same mouse cart, because that's what happens in Ratatouille, it's 5 minutes. So how much do you want to sit with your beloved? 5 minutes or 75 minutes? So we went down the 5 minutes one, and it was amazing. It was great. 5 minutes from roller coaster is my kind of speed. I'm with you.
All right. Okay, I'm going to get you started now.
All right.
I'd like to know this evening what your opinion is on toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Man, don't get me started on toothpaste. For a start, there are too many toothpaste, too much range of toothpaste. And I should know, of all the kind of people in the world to know about toothpaste, there's too much toothpaste. Some toothpaste promises the earth. All toothpaste promise they're going to give you a better smile, a whiter smile, and if you spend even more money on it, it's all the same stuff. Here's the fact. It's all the same stuff, really. And you never know which one to get. So all that happens is you go in there and you just wait to see which one's on kind of offer. Someone's going, yeah, fuck roller coasters, says Carl. Hey, there, you made a fan. Yeah, nobody picks the toothpaste based on its qualities because they all do the same thing. They all remove plaque. They're all fresh in your breath. They're all the same. So you just wait for the fact that one's on £1 and one's not on £3, and then you're away. That's the and all. I just like. Also, what's annoying about toothpaste is that it gets to the end, right, and then you find yourself having to like roll the end up like this until you can get to the top because you're just trying to get that last oounce. Do we measure in ounces? Who knows?
You never get your money's worth of toothpaste. It never happens.
You never get your money's worth of toothpaste, and I want to be careful about it because, like, this is obviously a public thing, and I work for a company that does toothpaste. What I should say is
toothpaste is amazing.
Is all other people's toothpaste are total shit, but all of Church and Dwight toothpaste is wonderful, and you should buy it. Don't get me started on how much I love
sitting there, sometimes brushing my teeth and just reading the backs of packets because that's what I do, and just going
Aqua.
Made in Folkestone, which is where we live.
Yeah. Sweet. Church and Dwight stuff is made. Oh, it's made in Folkestone. It really is. I love it. I've got some over there, and in my bathroom. Okay, well, that's hard to. That's where I keep it. Next, yeah, that's the other thing is that then you always think to yourself with toothpaste, I'm going to be that guy that puts the cap on the toothpaste, and it just doesn't happen. Doesn't ever happen. It just like discards somewhere. It sits around on the front. By the way, the front of everyone's sink, or maybe just my sink, is just right. Jeremy, the penny falls things in the I'll do it that way.
Mm-hmm. In the arcade,
in fairgrounds. Theme park was what I should have said earlier. The penny pushers go like that, and you drop something in, and it just pushes it. That's what my sink is like, right? Because the more stuff I put on it, it just pushes stuff into the sink. And I swear to God, I'm like, I've got the nail clippers, got my toothpaste, got my toothbrush, I've got the razor, stuff for the razor, other bits and pieces. My water pick, which is a water flosser thing that everyone should buy from Church and Dwight, and all this stuff just builds up, and then I think I'll just brush my teeth, so I'll put my thing down, and then it pushes everything through, and then it knocks the nail clippers in. I'm like, oh, fucking what a dickhead! So I pick up the nail clippers and I put them in the back, and it pushes everything through, and it pushes the razor into the sink, and I'm like, oh, what a dickhead! I'm like, that's my life now. My sink is bullshit. But I hope
I'd like to introduce you to a fabulous invention. They haven't been around a long time, so I can see why you've missed them. They're called shelves.
Shelves.
Yeah, basically they're just bits of wood that you somehow attach to your wall. Magic, I guess. I don't really know.
That's the bit that I probably have problems with.
And then you put other things on them rather than on your sink.
Oh. Yeah, that might work. That's a good idea, actually. I don't have any room for it because I have a mirror in front of it. Maybe to the side or something. I don't know. We'll work on it. It's a good point. Do you want another? Don't get me started.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I like this one mainly because it's probably really easy to hate on it, but I don't care. So, what do you think about? I mean, you're a teacher and an English teacher, I think, at one point. Maybe you were. Who knows? What do you think about Shakespeare?
Oh, rude. Okay.
Oh yes, I remember now. You do like Shakespeare. Oh, this is brilliant. I didn't even mean that. Carry on.
Don't get me started on Bill because fuck that guy right off the bat. So this guy's works, if you can even call them that, which is basically just a random collection of words that are not words that he's made up off the top of his head, are the thing that we force the teenagers of this country and around the world, for that matter, to study ad nauseum. And the other part of that is we can't even, as a country, as educators around the UK, agree on which of these bullshit texts we should actually be studying. So you speak to somebody from clear across the country, up north or in Scotland or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, I did Shakespeare. It's like, yeah, what did you do? Oh, I did Romeo and Juliet. Okay, so, random bullshit story about idiots that kill themselves rather than actually rationally sit down and go, how can we solve this situation? And other people are doing King Lear and that I still can't really get to the bottom of why that's a thing. And then we come to wider Shakespeare, things like sonnets, and then we have to write poetry in this really pedantic method.
Yes.
And I'm a fan of pedantry. I'm a rather large pedant, but sonnets, the level of pedantry, it's just even above me.
Too much.
And to make it worse, the guy died on the day he was born, which is just pure arrogance as far as I'm concerned.
That's the best. I think, honestly, mate, that's the best Don't Get Me Started we've had. That's such a good one. You nailed that one. I love it.
Oh, I'm quite warm now.
Oh, man. Have a drink of wine. Well, or Coke in your case.
Oh, man, we should have planned a slick passing me a drink thing like you and Petty did.
Oh, did you enjoy that?
I really enjoyed that.
That was
to explain so for our viewers, in Alex's Cocktails and Bullshit appearance last week, while in the middle of making a cocktail, called for an ingredient that he didn't have, and by the virtue of camera fun, was able to receive it from his co-star. It was amazing.
Oh, that's so good. By the way, when it came out, it was so. I watched it. It was so slick.
It was absolutely amazing. I loved it.
It was even slicker than we did it in practice. I mean, did it off the cuff. I mean, happened through magic. I don't know. Oh man, so funny.
I think in the interest of doing it for a laugh, and because of the kind of content that we do, I'm going to try and pass you my middle finger. Oh really? And how do I receive? Go on then. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work, or even what direction I'm supposed to be going in. Is it this way?
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh man! Hey, by the way, this is a yes.
We should probably move on to our next segment.
Oh yes, let's. I was going to say, by the way, before we move on, that if you at home, because everyone's doing Zoom and everyone's doing live stream and everyone's doing that in the world now, if you want to do the passing something to somebody, it's as easy as what you just saw. Just have a bit of fun with it, because there's nothing like, you probably have to have the same object. It was Angostura bitters, something we both owned. It was just like so stupid. Try it at home. It's a lot of fun. Yes, anyway, sorry. Let's move on to the next segment. Yes. Which we like to call Covidiot of the Week. We should have a thing.
Yeah. We really need to get some stings going, don't we?
Oh, well, maybe we'll work on it. We'll see. Maybe we won't. Right. So, I mean, I agree with your Covidiot. So I kind of want to jump on the Covidiot bandwagon, but you take it away. Yeah.
So I think I'm sure people have seen this, because it went pretty viral pretty damn quickly. But as soon as Boris, in his infinite wisdom, decided to somewhat ease lockdown measures, you heard cries from people like me of, well, this is going to be a fucking nightmare, isn't it? But no more was that proven than by a family named Peacock, which is somewhat apt, who live on television this week decided to complain
Stop
about people who had flocked to the beach and weren't observing
like
social
peacocks,
distancing.
Jeremy.
While being on the beach, not observing social distancing. I've got the clip, actually.
You're going to play it? Please play it.
Let's go to the video.
Oh, let's play it. Yes, this is the best bit. Let's play it.
Still, some are worried by what they see. The Peacock family drove an hour and a half to get here. We spoke to daughter Ellie and mum Jane.
It's nice to get out of quarantine, but I think it's going to peak again because of everyone's just going to go mad and go anywhere they can.
It's lovely to get out, but I'm quite shocked as to how many people are here and how they're not paying attention to the social distancing. I find that quite annoying, to be honest. It's like being in Tesco's.
It's like being in Tesco's, Alex. It's exactly like Tesco.
Yeah. Oh, but it's exactly like Tesco's. Every little helps if you are another person helping the increase of COVID.
No, every little doesn't fucking help. That's the problem.
No, I mean, it's helping if your intention is to fuck shit up. Every small person. But that is obviously from BBC News. Thank you to them for providing that to everybody, because we're, sticking our stuff. So, oh my God. I love that so much, because that never goes away now. That mum is going to be like, well, I can't believe, as she's sitting there on the beach, not observing. Look at these
dickheads. Just look at them. All of them. They're on the beach.
All of them.
They're on the beach. Why are they on the beach?
Next to me, on the beach as well. I'm like, oh, not even a trace of irony. Not even a trace of irony, Joe.
It just absolutely exemplifies like the type of absolute moron that surround us in this country. Absolutely entitled, absolutely privileged. Like, well, obviously I was going to go to the beach. Why are all these press here?
Yeah, it was my turn to go. I actually live near the beach, which means
I've been waiting for 4 weeks to go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
It is my time.
What are these guys doing here? What are these dickheads doing on the beach? On my beach. And I love how the daughter's like, yeah, do you know what? There's definitely be another peak. As she licks the eyeballs of the person next to her. There's definitely gonna be another peak. I'm like, yeah. Hey, do you know what? You're gonna double down on that bet, given that you're helping it happen. Oh my God, so funny.
I saw this clip on the news, and then I went and did some further reading about it, and it gets worse. They drove an hour and a half to get to the beach.
Oh my God. Why? What? Right. So here's the thing, right? Lockdown means you don't leave the house, but you're allowed to do exercise once a day. And then it got lifted to exercise whenever the fuck you want, which basically means go out whenever the fuck you want. But it's hard to say that you're still exercising when you're an hour and a half away from your home, and
you're sat on your ass on the beach.
That's a hard sell, right? This going to the beach thing, you're not allowed to do it. None of you are. Nobody is. No. You're not allowed to go and do it. Nobody's allowed to do it. You can't say that you are, because you're not. And then claiming that you're exercising. I can't remember what it was. I read one on the internet where these guys were like, they wanted to go and watch the stars. They wanted to go and watch the meteor shower. So they said, like, well, if we get caught, it's in the article as well. I must find it in the article as well. Like, the dad says, like, if we get caught, we'll just say it's our exercise. So who cares, right? And then the police come up and catch them doing it. At which point it says it's our exercise, and the police go home. It obviously isn't. And then they go like, I can't believe that the police didn't accept our reasoning. I'm like, but you just admitted to us before that bit that was going to be your excuse. So you knew. What is wrong with people? Like, I don't understand. What are we living in? What time are we living in? I watched one earlier. I'll find it for you. It's somebody else's website, so I don't know what we have to do about that. But effectively, it's all these American guys doing outrageous shit. Like, you thought that was bad. Honestly, someone in a car holding their mask because it was easier to breathe. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, it got hard to breathe, so I can't hold in my mask. I'm like, people are just coughing in people's faces. Oh my God. So there you go, Covidiot of the week. My Covidiot of the week, because I think it was them as well, to be honest with you, but I think special mention has to go out to Dominic Cummings, the advisor to Boris Johnson.
A very special needs mention, indeed.
Unparalleled in his ability to, whilst they've said do not go out, do not observe lockdown, that he immediately doesn't observe lockdown. If you are at the highest level of government, short of the PM, and you're the person that's crafted this message to say don't go out, it's probably beholden on you because eyes are on you, not to fuck it up as well as you do. And then, of course, not least the fact that he's always the kind of person that's like, well, I'll do whatever I want and I get my way whenever I want. He gets defended by Bojo. Kind of says, nah, he's totally fine. Which shows such absolute contempt for everyone that's trying to do this, everyone that's died since as well. It's just like everyone's trying desperately to do it. But if you're Boris Johnson and his mates, it's okay, it's fine, it's no problem. So fuck that guy. Jesus, what a world we're living in when even Piers Morgan is right. And he's a prick too. The fuck is going on?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I think he must have got the coronavirus early on and it kind of broke his brain in some way. And now he is inexplicably speaking sense now. Because I hate saying this, it makes me feel a little dirty, but somehow since lockdown began, the guy's been on point. I don't understand how it's happened.
I think I can explain Piers Morgan, right?
Oh,
because Piers Morgan made it. I think, because like you have to zig when other people zag, right? And Piers Morgan has made a living out of being an abhorrent dickhead. Of the kind of, what's that woman who's also an abhorrent dickhead? Katie, I can't remember her name. She's an awful person. Yeah, I
know who you mean. I forgot.
Like, the most awful person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's made a career out of being a terrible dickhead. But now he's realised that it doesn't work if people are being dickheads around him without a trace of irony, right? So there are people like the government and people like various people and everything around the world who are being such natural dickheads, he can't make any hay out of that anymore because someone's stolen his dickheadery thunder, right? So he can't do that because everyone's doing it just naturally. So now he's like, oh shit, I'm going to have to then switch it up. So switch it across to the left-hand side of the court. Bam. Now I have to
So
be a
what
good
you're
guy.
saying is that in absence of a voice of reason in, administration, in government, he has to capitalize on that by pretending to be a voice of reason.
I think that is what I'm saying. I think ultimately there's only so many pricks. He's like, look, I can't compete. I actually can't compete. I'll just be lost in the dickhead shuffle, which is a new dance move they all do. And so I'm going to have to be. I'll try and be a good guy because there's a lot of people out there that want to see that. So maybe that's what's going on. I've no idea. He's still a terrible scumbag though, so fuck him. But anyway, Covidiots abound, Jeremy. I don't think this segment will last very much longer because how will we keep finding Covidiots? Is it going to be possible?
I think the world will cater. I truly think we can probably find Covidiots long after this epidemic has been dealt with. They will exist forever.
I love this. I think it's amazing. Well, I mean,
with the insufferable dickheads and bullshit of the world out of the way, shall we move on to some more positive things in This Is Happening?
Yes, let's. This is happening. What's hap? What's nap? That's what we do. If you're new to this segment, it's what's happening, what's cool, what's hot, what's not, what's cool, what's not cool, what's happened, what's nap. This is happening. Jeremy, tell me what's hap.
So, as you know, and as is evidenced by the t-shirts I often wear, I'm a big sports fan, especially American sports, and that extends to most sports, but I will say it doesn't normally extend to golf. But what is happening this week is a charity golf tournament that I'm actually going to tune into, and you should tune into too. I say this week, it's happening right now. As long as the weather hasn't been a penis, then it is happening as we speak. And it is a tournament in which former NFL quarterback Peyton Manning is teaming with Tiger Woods, who apparently is quite good at the golf.
This just in.
They are teaming up to take on current NFL quarterback, your new favorite son of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, TB12.
And another gentleman who is also, from what I hear, somewhat good at the golf, in Phil Mickelson.
Yes, he is also good at the golf. Are those the only people playing in this thing?
Yeah, it's just like a tag team golf match for charity. Yeah. And not
I love
to
the sound of this.
have people turn this off and move on to other things, but if you're watching in the US, you can watch this tournament on TNT or TBS. And bizarrely, here in the UK, it's being shown on the news channel CNN.
Wow. Can we get CNN?
Yeah, it's on Sky. It's not on like Freeview or anything, but if you have any cable or satellite package, it's probably included.
Well, I want to watch it. I love Peyton Manning. I love Tom Brady. Hey, both amazing quarterbacks. I wonder how good their golf game is. I guess we'll find out. Sports are very cool. I love sports, I have to say, because my hat, the thing that I've loved, is the thing you mentioned, I think, 2 weeks ago, which is The Last Dance on Netflix. I keep telling Isabel to watch it. She doesn't want to watch it because she doesn't like sports. But oh my God, it's like the best thing I've watched in such a long time.
It's amazing.
Not least for those people that didn't listen to the one that you did when you were talking about it or whatever. The Last Dance is about the Chicago Bulls championship run in the late 90s. And I knew nothing about the Bulls except I could probably name Michael Jordan, unsurprisingly. And I could probably name Scottie Pippen. Although I didn't know Dennis Rodman played for them. I had no idea. I just knew him as a kind of a crazy celebrity that was, that was there somewhere. But I couldn't have told you. This was a quiz.
What he was famous for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known what he was famous for. It gives you an idea of how little I know about Chicago Bulls and basketball in the late 90s, or even now. But that means it's amazing because I don't know what's going to happen. It's brilliant. I have no idea. So it is wonderful. I mean, I love documentaries because I love the way that it doesn't matter what the documentary is about, but I love how they kind of give you all the information. They go, so at that time, Scotty was annoyed about blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, we're going somewhere with this. So they set up all the dominoes in a row for all the information you need to know. It's like, okay, so the manager was doing this, the coach is doing this, and Michael Jordan's doing this. I'm like, okay, come on, eating popcorn. Come on. Where's it? And then it's the same. It's not just this one. It's the same in Making a Murderer. They kind of go, okay, so clearly, this was going to be happening. And
they somehow
the Averys were doing this
in all of this. Like, even though it's a documentary, they craft a bad guy for you to hate. Like, especially in ones like Making a Murderer and in Tiger King, they're like, yeah, fuck that person. They don't
have to try very hard. In Making a Murderer, they don't have to try very hard. Like, the footage damns them. It's just like the Peacock Family. There's no editing can change this sort of stuff. It's just like with the Manitowoc police guys in Making a Murderer. They're just such terrible dickheads the whole way through. And the guys, it's just like they don't even have to why are the defense lawyers lovely, warm, cuddly Care Bears? Why are the prosecution such terrible, hateful dickheads? If they were all the same, it wouldn't work in Making a Murderer. If they were just like, hey, listen, I've got to be reasonable, but I think Stephen Avery did it. This is the reasonable stuff. Let me just do it. They don't do that. Oh my God. If you haven't watched Making a Murderer, you've got to fucking watch that show. But yeah, Last Dance, wonderful, really, really good. Maybe it's just documentary filmmaking in general, but it is a great show. And all it makes me think about is I fucking love sports, Jeremy. I love Americans. This is it.
Absolutely.
I love American sports. Oh my God. We've already said, you're saying right now with your hoodie, t-shirt, I can't tell what you're wearing. T-shirt. We love the NFL. And now, do you know what? I might like, what was this one? NBA? I
NBA.
On board with that. Yeah. And here's the thing, NHL. I've never really watched that, but I felt like that too. We don't have that level of cool sports here. Football isn't cool. Let me just tell you this now.
You're totally spot on.
Football is not cool, right? Because it's just not cool. Do you see what Michael Jordan does on this fucking show? Every basket is like, what did you do? One point, he's like running up and he kind of scoops it behind and then just fucking drops it in, like he'll dunk it and he'll go, and then dunks it. And I'm like, how did he not break his wrist? Anybody else doing that would just break their wrist. You're like, fuck it up. Like, you just think, I'm getting near the basket. I'll just dunk it like a normal person. No, none of them do. They all dunk it like fucking superstars. And do you know, that just never happens in football. Football and its supporters and everything about it is turgidly horrible, annoying people coming to work the next day and they're like, oh, did you see that shocking display? Yellow card, can't believe it. It was it's like nothing but just like negative bullshit, kind of crappy, horrible, pointless, Route 1, nothing, no flair. Fucking when you watch basketball, you're like, the fuck just happened? When I watch NFL and they throw this ball, I'm just, what the fuck? Everyone complains about the NFL. I've gone on a massive rant. I'm so sorry. I just like, do you know what I mean? They throw
I think the biggest shock
and
here is that you're the one having this rant rather than me. I'm just taking it back because you're in my brain right now, and I thought it was going to be me doing this. So no, you carry on.
Feel free.
I'll get my drink. You carry on.
It's just like every one of these American sports is super cool, and it's not just the way that it's marketed, although it's probably helpful as well. But like honestly, when they throw, people say, "Oh, well, American football is just like rugby." By the way, it isn't. They're completely different games. You don't know what you're talking about, but people say that just to wind people up and all that sort of stuff. But if you watch some of these passes, you're like, "What the fuck just happened? How the fuck did they do that? How did he catch that? How did he throw that? How did he jump over that?" Like the moment you look at this sort of stuff on that level, I just cannot get.
Like there are very, very few freak athletes in the Premier League. I don't care what anybody says.
No.
It doesn't take a whole lot of skill to kick a ball down the field. Like some of the goals, okay, yeah, but they're so infrequent that it's not really worth mentioning. You never really, it's not a goal a minute or anything like that.
No, it's
whereas
not
you can have any other, like especially American sports, where it's like there is action from start to finish. You genuinely can't look away for a moment, but you can tune out of 90% of a football game.
You know. Highlights, just watch the highlights. I think we're going to lose a lot of our viewers, such as they are on this one. But anyway, that's what you tuned in for. If you want to watch something that's definitely hap, watch The Last Dance, because it's just all the best shit that you want. Because the thing about it is that people love that story. Like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Yeah, they did do it. It's amazing. Yeah. And when they do it, then.
And the supreme benefit of us being British and not really knowing a whole lot about it is that I expect that we enjoy that kind of documentary far more than the Americans would, because they know this. It's they teach
know it
in
all.
school. Like how many
Michael
Jordan win? It's like on their like GCSEs. But here, nobody knows that stuff. So it's you're going in unspoiled. It's no surprise to you.
I have to say, it makes me so happy to watch it. And I sit there and I drink some wine and I have a pizza, which is what I did the other day. And I was like, this is brilliant, especially at times like this when you need something. So do watch it. I think everyone would enjoy it, actually. Even Isabel would watch it and enjoy it. But she's spending her time watching amazing reality TV. Amazing for her. I can't remember half that. She's watching Undercover Girlfriends at the moment. So I don't really know. But they send the boyfriend off on holiday, and then they kind of send girls at the boy to see whether he'll cheat or not. That's the premise of it, basically.
Sounds amazing for the guy and not really anyone else.
Yes, they see me rolling. Hey, it's like
I've never had this much attention in my life.
Yeah. It's like we're going to send 5 women at him to suck his dick. And it's like, what happened on holiday? 5 girls sucked my dick.
He got his dick sucked 5 times. That's what happened. Of course.
And then the girl's like, well, you're dumped. And it's like, did you not hear me? I got my dick sucked 5 times.
There's no coming down from this. Like, you could stab me right now. I still got my dick sucked 5 times.
I'm done. One after the other. Doesn't even make any sense. But if any girlfriends of mine are watching, I would never do that. That'd be weird. I wouldn't go on holiday without you anyway, babe. So but anyway, that's another show you could watch. So those things are hap. I think. Do you want to talk about what's nap? Because I think it's nap as well, because we're very similar today, it seems.
Yeah. And I have had this kind of in the back of my head for a few weeks, but I've had 2 experiences this week that have just totally affirmed in my mind that at the moment, especially, supermarkets are totally nap. And I don't want to blame the supermarkets, but actually I'm going to, because they're complicit in this bullshit. So obviously it's tough getting around these buildings at the moment when you need to social distance and you've got morons getting too close to you. And like they're supposed to be social distancing, but they're not. And okay,
but they're not.
that's not on the supermarket. Fine.
No.
But when you have the systems in place where you have to queue to get into the supermarket and you've got security guards outside going, oh, no, stay back. You're not coming in yet, mate. Like 6 feet, 2 meters. Like, okay, fine. So you go through all that rigmarole where it's perfectly social distance and everything is fine. And you're like, okay, I'm being made to feel safe by this supermarket. Everything is good. And then as soon as you're through the door, it's like, all right, mate, in you go, fucking you're on your own, see you later.
Yeah, everyone for themselves.
Here's a fucking damp paper towel, wipe your fucking trolley.
Do they give that? Oh, is that what they're for? I had no idea. Oh, shit. Like, I had no idea that's what I was meant to do with it. No one told me that. Like, I saw squirty thing. I was just like, I was just drinking it, pouring it straight in my mouth like a little fucking gun. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, tart.
Spit it onto my trolley. Yeah, no, it's good. I didn't know that's what they were for. I had no idea all this time. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's fucking chaos in there. Once you get in there, no one gives a shit. I was there on Saturday doing my weekly shop because I pay attention to the rules. And there's just like people all over the place getting near me. Like, I know you alluded to this, but like people, I think I said this before, I sneak round the place like a fucking ninja, like a burglar. Like I sneak round and I listen at the end of aisles to hear if people are coming past. And I can hear people going, ah, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, oh, there's someone at the end. So I stop and they kind of walk past. It's like in those video games.
Like you're a sniper on when you're playing Call of Duty and you're listening for footprints to make sure somebody doesn't come and shoot you in the back of the head.
Yeah, or listen for footprints. That's what it's like. Or in those games where you're trying to escape a prison or something like that, and the guards are all on a route, and you're waiting for them to pass, and then you cut out.
There's
and
like a noise meter. Like...
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. It's like, and then like sometimes there used to be a game where like if they noticed you, there's an exclamation mark above the head, like, oh! And then like, I thought I heard something, and you like duck back, and double exclamation marks, like, definitely heard something. You start running towards you, and at the moment they see you, you're just like, you're done. That's what it's a bit like that going around supermarkets now. Only I'm the only one playing the fucking game, and everyone
else. Instead of an exclamation mark over your head, you catch and die of a horrific disease.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of that,
good times. I mean, absolutely good times.
All the guys who are also playing this battle royale in Sainsbury's have question marks. Big derpy question mark. Do you just walk in front of everybody? You fucking morons. I try, if there's an aisle, I'll try and go down the left-hand side maybe. So even if we have to cross, because like often what happens with me is I'll go down something and I'm like, oh, well, this is not what I wanted because there's someone at the end of the aisle. So I can't go down there. So I turn around and there's someone behind me and I'm like, oh, well, now I'm fucked because I can't go either way. And they're all like, but they don't, my awareness meter goes off like, what the fuck?
The amount of times I've queued up to go into an aisle, like I'm waiting in an aisle because I cannot pass while leaving like 6 feet between me and the person in the aisle. And some derpy twat just fucking walks straight past me.
I know, I just don't understand.
Almost pick up my trolley and throw it at the back of their heads.
I'm waiting here. We're all trying to, we'll say we're all trying to do social distancing. There's one person in the entire store doing it. I just like, as a result, instead of my aisle shopping being like all the way up and up to get to the end and go out, I have to go, well, I'll get my tomato puree later. If you see it top down, it's just like, dip, 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 go to the end, go back to the beginning, like a big fucking treble clef. I'm just like fucking skirting around the entire of the place. Everything takes me about double the time because I'm constantly having to sneak around past everybody. Fuck supermarkets, man. They're driving me up the wall. I don't know what to do. Oh God! And people just go, I'll just go past you. And I'm like, no, don't do that. No. Oh God! So yeah, they're totally nap. I haven't got a nap myself. That I agree with yours so much.
Fair enough. I think we've
getting too angry.
Had a bit of a ranty show today, so I think
we have. We're all good on I hope people like it. But I'm gonna have some wine. Okay. In your glass that you bought me. Perfect.
What a good guy I am.
You are. You're a great guy. Thank you for it. I've already smashed 2 of them.
So while you're expressing wine into a glass, shall I explain our final segment of the show?
Yeah, we've never done it before, so let's go for it.
We haven't. It's a new thing. So what we're going to do for you this evening is another little bit of improv, and hopefully it will go well, because who really knows in this kind of stuff. But we are going to take on the roles and play the roles of news anchors. But
I love it.
We haven't a clue what at all we're going to be talking about, because the content for our news story is going to come from a random image generator.
Oh my
So
God.
we're going to flash up a picture and an appropriate amount of time, probably 30 seconds or a minute, to tell the story on the news.
I don't know how to...
And I'm going to need, before we get started, I'm just going to need to take my headphones off. I need to get into character, okay? So 1 second.
All right. You carry on. I love this so much. I'll just talk for a little bit while we're... What is going... He's so prepared. What is that? Chicago Bears blue?
There we go. I needed a tie. If I'm going to be a news anchor, I've got to wear a tie. It's the rules. I didn't make the rules, Alex. It is blue. Yeah, it's blue with pink spots.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, that's good. That's nice.
It's sexy.
So, are we both anchors, co-anchors?
We're gonna take time to be co-wankers. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Shall I go first?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll go first because I just love throwing myself into these things. So I just have to tell a story.
Yeah, so ignore the first picture that comes up. I'm going to bring up the page and then I'm going to click generate. So ignore the picture that's already been generated. You may have liked it, but tough shit, buddy. Tough shit.
Oh,
so
no.
Here we go. Let's share this screen.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you have to. If
that's
you can
me. I know I can talk about myself.
Okay, and let's make sure this comes up. Okay, here comes the image.
Is that not the one I get?
No, it's not. There you go. Let's see if we can zoom a little bit.
Yeah, no, zoom in on that one. I can't quite see. I think I know what this one's about, actually.
There you go. I think that's as good as I'm getting, I'm afraid.
Yeah, actually, this was news that came in this week about a spate of cuddly toy thefts in the local area. You probably heard about this. Effectively, there's a child going around late at night flaunting the lockdown rules because no one's checking and breaking into people's houses just to steal cuddly toys, basically, because they're not allowed to leave the house. The parents can't actually apparently buy them anymore. So some girl, I don't know who it is. I mean, this is library footage. I don't think we've ever caught her on camera. Is going around breaking into houses, stealing teddy bears from other people and then taking them home. So I can only presume that the advice that the government are giving is to check your children's rooms, basically, because if there's basically someone who suddenly had an influx of about, I don't know, another 20 teddy bears, they're probably your person. They're probably your person. That is the news just in. So just what I would say, just double bolt the door and just keep an eye. Just keep an eye on. That's the news just in.
Nobody likes a rogue teddy bear.
Nobody does, you know. That one's been dragged fairly unhappily. Look how unhappy the teddy bear is. Like, oh, I've been kidnapped. I'm never going back home again.
I mean, it's quite a small image for me. Andy or whatever the kid from Toy Story is called.
Yeah, see, even the girl knows she's been filmed there because she's looking away. It's like, no.
She's drawn lines on her face to avoid the CCTV.
People will do anything in these crazy times, Jeremy, don't you think? You know,
I do.
Just anything just to keep the doldrums, the depression away. And some children have resorted to kidnapping other kids' toys. It's fucking shocking. Can we say that on this network?
We can. We can say that. This just in.
Yes, we can.
Alex Boughton has been fired.
Can we say that? That was
let's
fun.
See what else
You're
is going on in the world. Yeah,
okay.
let's go. All right, let's see what we got.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking wonderful. Okay.
This just in.
Why do I get this one? Right. This just in. In this world of coronavirus, in which people are being unable to go to work properly and social distance, a spate of drain blockings has taken place. This is thrilling news.
But the public need to know it, Jeremy.
The government are currently recruiting for some people who are happy to put their hand down the drain and pull out the blockages. I'm just getting some word from a correspondent on the street. One person has been brave enough to take this role on, and they have got to the bottom of this blockage situation. Yes, I'm being told that children are stealing cuddly toys from the homes of other children and are shoving them into the drains.
That's why they're hiding them. Oh, we're breaking it wide open, Jeremy. You heard it here first. This is unbelievable. If only we had some skilled migrant workers to kind of unblock this sort of stuff, but, we're not allowing them in. I'm sure there's loads of Brexiteers eager to get to the job.
That's all I've got.
Busting it wide open. Congratulations. Hey, listen. I don't think that anyone has ever got out like a minute out of a picture of a drain.
I don't know how I did, if I'm quite honest. I don't know if that was any good. I hope it was.
I think it was cool. I like your reincorporation. It's a good skill to have. I think it was cool. What is that link called? What is that segment called? Do we have a name for it?
Do the news. That's all I've got, really.
Do the news, man. Well, I'll tell you what. I love it.
Do you want another go?
We should give it. Oh, yeah. Okay, go on then. Give me one more. All
right. There we go.
Go on. Oh my God!
Enjoy that one.
The fuck is that?
They look like those puzzle pieces that you kind of stick together.
No, what these are? Well, they're very expensive. When people are trying to make money off the insides of mobile phones, you understand? Like they take the little bits and pieces out of old, broken down mobile phones. But these are actually what you use behind the eyes of fluffy toys to sew on their eyes, basically. But they're actually very, very valuable. So what it turns out, actually, is these young children are working for somebody else and harvesting the little bits and pieces in the innards of toys just to sell on the black market. Well, the multicolored market, as we can see from that picture. Effectively, apparently, the plastic bits on the back of eyes are incredibly, incredibly expensive and hard to find. So the only place to source them, children's toys. The only way to get them, stealing in the dead of night. And that's what those things are. And that's what's happening. And then they just send them all to, whoever we've only got to the tip of this is just the tip of the iceberg, Jeremy, frankly. If someone out there is making money out of tiny plastic bits of crap. But I don't know. I mean, they're probably expensive for somebody. That's as far as I understand. You'd think that these things would be worthless, but they're apparently not, according to my source, which was my own brain.
Edward. Also known as Teddy.
Just go over and look at them. Yeah, that's what you use. That's how you stitch a toy together, eye-wise, anyway. I believe so. Sources,
all right.
Myself.
I'm going again. Here we go.
Are you going to go again? Oh, God, we're glutton for punishment. What the fuck is
Christ,
that?
on a bike. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. Mate, that looks like the world's largest meringue. People will do anything in baking in lockdown.
Okay. This just in. I'm live on location at a building in the middle of nowhere in the abandoned warehouse district of the city, where several of the culprits from the earlier story in which children are stealing teddy bears from other children's houses have been caught, have been found, and in what can only be described as horrific revenge, have been entombed in the walls by angry bakers. They have pinned them to the wall, and they have entombed them in icing against the wall so that they cannot escape.
That is exactly why we can't get any stuff from the shops, Jeremy. That's why they're always out of all this stuff.
There's no icing sugar. Here it all is. You cannot get icing sugar in the supermarket. Here it all is.
Man, that is a way to go. I thought it was bad in Star Wars, in Return of the Jedi, when he gets entombed in carbonite. Nothing like this.
Yeah.
Which actually occurs in Empire Strikes Back. But anyway,
honestly,
nothing
what
like
is this? Like, this is
an icing
weird
death
picture.
That is not a way I'd like to go, Jeremy. Entombed in icing sugar.
No, mate, I fucking hate icing.
Things I won't be using for future. Don't get me started. That was the news, such as it was. Random news. Back into the studio. There we are, both of us. Hey, I feel we got to the bottom of a lot of stuff there. Can't complain about it.
If nothing else, I got to wear a tie.
If you are listening to this on the podcast, then that probably didn't make a lot of sense, actually, now that I think about it, because you had to watch the pictures. But hey, maybe it'll make a return. I liked it. I just don't think I was. I think it's a hard game to play, but I'm happy to play it again.
It's difficult.
My computer's gone off. Have we got any more segments, or are we at the end? We're at the end, aren't we? We've managed to make an hour of it. How do we do it? I don't know. Before we go, shall we say how you can see this again and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I think anybody who's a regular viewer is hopefully starting to understand and get on board with this by now. But for any new listeners who might have tuned in late or tuning in now, or are coming to the end of the stream and would like to listen again, you can do that in multiple ways. You can either go straight to this link at the end of the stream and watch the whole video again in one go.
Yeah.
Or you can wait until a little bit later in the week, where this episode will become a podcast. And
yes, it will.
We are dreaming, fingers crossed, that we have beautiful, crisp podcast audio from
wonderful audio.
This week's episode.
The mic.
We hope.
We hope
it would be the first time, but either way, there will be some kind of audio of us speaking in some kind of quality on the Jez Show Podcast Network, which you can search for on any decent podcast provider, and some shit ones.
Where you get your podcast from, it will be there.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we are at a close.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Okay. All it remains to me to say, I've been Alex, and this. Oh no, I'm pointing the wrong way. This has been Jeremy, smiling in his tie. So I'm going to wave goodbye. We'll see you next week.
We'll just keep waving until my computer eventually disconnects us from the stream. Bye bye.
Bye bye.